right, guys. Hi, I'm Karen, and I am your seasoned airport agent. And today, I'm going to talk to you guys about children traveling alone. We call that unaccompanied minors. And every airline is very different how they handle it, or even if they accept children to travel alone. I work for a major airline, and we do take children, and we take it very seriously when we take your children. But I just want to go over some things that you need to know about sending your children. First of all, a child is considered anybody under the age of 15 years of age. So if they haven't hit their 15th birthday, then they're going to be considered traveling as an unaccompanied minor. For the airline I work for, we do have a service fee that we charge, and we charge this because we have people that are with them at all times and have to watch them and take them from gate to gate on their connections. We also have a lot of paperwork that you have to fill out. So if you're thinking of sending your child by themselves, then you have to make sure you fill out all the paperwork. You have the name, address, phone numbers of the person that's going to be meeting them. It's very important that that is the correct person, because we will not release your child to somebody that's not on the paperwork. So it's extremely important that you have, and if it's going to be maybe one or more than one person, just put both names on there so that we can make sure we get the right person to meet your child. If they're under the age of 5, we do not accept them. If they are from 5 into about 7 years of age, you can put them on a non-stop only. We don't put them on any kind of connections. And then above that, up into the age of 15, you can put them on a connection and then pay the fee, and then we will accompany them. And it's very important that that we do that, because I have seen parents who have tried to get away with not getting the service, and then we don't know about your child if you try to do that, or if you try to tell us the wrong age so that you can get away without paying the service fee. I know it's a lot of money, but trust me, it's worth it. I've seen children who have come to the airport, big airport, and they don't know what they're doing, and they leave security, and then they miss their flights, and then they're stuck overnight because there's not another flight. And it's a really bad situation, and it's scary for these kids in these big cities. So it is a good idea to always make sure that we are aware of your children traveling. And if they're over 15 and you're comfortable or confident that your child can make the connection without any help, then that's great. Just let the airlines know that they are a young adult, and that that they know enough to ask a lot of questions, not to go out of security. Never leave security. I see that as one of the biggest issues, is that they go out of security thinking they have to go claim their bag, or that I don't know, but they leave security, and then that's a real issue, because then they have to find their way back to a ticket counter to get back through security to get back to their flight. And if they have less than an hour, they're going to miss their airplane. You always want to book on the first flight in the morning. We don't accept them on the last flight into whatever city, just because we do not want them to have to spend the night in case there's an issue or a problem. So, but it's always best to go early in the morning. There's less delays, less problems, and there's more things if something does go wrong to get them onto a later flight. Also, when you're taking them out to the airport on day of departure, you're going to get a security pass, because you're going to want to take your child through security, and then you're going to want to wait until that airplane has boarded and has taken off. You don't want to leave the airport until the airplane's actually in the air, in case there's any kind of issue. And on the other end, whoever's meeting them, they need to go get a security pass. They just go to the ticket counter and tell them, I've got a child coming in, and do that at least 30 minutes prior to arrival. Depending on the airport you're going to, at big airports, it might take you 30 minutes or more just to get through security to get to the gate. So when the flights come in, and then we have a child on the inbound flight, and then there's nobody there to meet him, well, then the kid just has to stay with us until somebody comes, or we have to send him to a room for you to go try to find. And so get there early. If you're meeting an inbound flight, make sure you're at the right gate. Go up and talk to the agents and say, I've got a child coming in, Is this the correct gate for that flight? They'll tell you. They want you to match up with your child too. Of course, you're going to have identification to pick up the unaccompanied minor. So we do take it very seriously when we take your children. Just make sure that your children are that they can ask questions and not to be shy. We do try to pair them up in the back of the airplane so that the flight attendants can keep an eye on them. And if we have more than one, we like to try to keep the children together. So the flight attendants are the ones that are responsible to keep them until they turn them over to either an airport agent, or we have people that take them in the major hubs. They take them. There's people that do nothing but unaccompanied children. So we have a staff that's an outside vendor that does take them, and we make sure we have all the information and make sure your child knows where they're going, because we've seen kids get on the wrong airplanes and they didn't ask a question and they didn't realize, hey, this airplane's going to Los Angeles and I'm going to Boston. Make sure that your child knows where they're going and be aware of their surroundings, because people do make mistakes. We don't want to board your child on the wrong airplane. So, make sure that they are aware of where they're going. If they don't speak English, then make sure that they have a phone with them, that we may be able to call somebody that does speak English, at least in the United States, so that we can communicate with them and make sure that they're getting on the right flight and they have all the information they need. And so, and I guess that's about it for children traveling alone. And we want them to have a great journey, and we want them to be safe and secure, and that is our job. And thank you. Have a good flight, and check us out. We'll have another episode next week. And IFlyRight.